Hey yo! Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video. And today we are going to be doing a little Zelda timeline theorizing. So get prepared for a headache, because that's what usually Zelda timeline theories do to Zelda fans. Give them big headaches. I should know. Now, in this video specifically, I am going to be talking about why The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap cannot, I repeat, cannot come before Ocarina of Time and be the first game in the series, and why Ocarina of Time, as of now, is the first game in the series. So let me repeat myself. I am going to talk about why the Minish Cap cannot be the first game in the series and come before Ocarina of Time. Now again, this is just my theory. I can either be right or wrong. This is in no way to discourage your own timeline theory. So with that said, I have two evidence to support my theory on why the Minish Cap cannot be the first game in the series. One of which is more solid evidence than the other one. So we'll start with that one. The first reason is, in Ocarina of Time, we get the tale of the Great Civil War of Hyrule, in which the races were in conflict with each other for a very, very long time. We had the Hyrule, the Gorons, the Zoras, the Gerudos, all of them fighting each other. And this war lasted for a very long time. It was not until the king of Hyrule, the king of the Hylians, unified all the races of Hyrule under one crest, which created the Kingdom of Hyrule. So let me repeat that. It was not until the king of the Hylians, the Hylian king, unified all of the races to create the Kingdom of Hyrule, unifying them all under one crest. In this war, Link was also born, the Ocarina of Time Link. So, in Minish Cap, the Kingdom of Hyrule has already been established and been there for hundreds of years. Because it's said in the game that there has been hundreds of years of peace after the Hero of Men used the Picori Blade to rid the world of darkness. So, the Kingdom of Hyrule, the unified Kingdom of Hyrule, under one crest in Minish Cap, has been there for hundreds of years. So my question is this: how can Minish Cap come first in the timeline if the Kingdom of Hyrule was established in Ocarina of Time, and in Minish Cap it has been there for hundreds of years? That is my question. Now, there's a few people that can argue this, saying, well, for one thing, the King of Hyrule unified the races. So couldn't you argue that the Kingdom of Hyrule was already there and then it just became unified? You could argue that. However, it says the King of the Hylians unified the Kingdom of Hyrule. So, there was no unified Kingdom of Hyrule. There was only the Hylian King, the King of the Hylians. There was no unified kingdom. So you can't really argue that too well. One other argument could be that, you know, the Hero of Men, and maybe it was his conflict that was the Great Civil War. But see, the thing is there's no reference to the Great Civil War in the Hero of Men's conflict. The Hero of Men drives away darkness. He didn't unify the Kingdom of Hyrule. And the Hero of Men, in his tale, the Kingdom of Hyrule was already established. So again, how can Minish Cap come first if the Kingdom of Hyrule was already established in the game, and in Ocarina of Time, it was established there? That is my question. That is my first piece of evidence, is that the Kingdom of Hyrule was established by the Hylian King in Ocarina of Time, and in Minish Cap, it has already been established. My second argument is that there is no real evidence to say that Minish Cap comes first. Now, a lot of people have their reasons. First of which is that there's no reference to the Triforce. However, that's not evidence to say it comes beforehand. There's just no reference to the Triforce. The Triforce was created at the dawn of time in Hyrulean history, and everyone knew about the Triforce. So just because it's not referenced doesn't mean that the game comes first. Now, a lot of people will say, well, there's no Zoras, there's no Gorons, so where are they? Well, just because there's no Zorons and Gorons doesn't mean that the game comes first. In other games such as The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past, Adventure of Link, there is no Gorons or Zoras. The only Zoras there are the evil ones, but those don't count. They're more monsters than the actual race. So they aren't in those games. That doesn't mean those games come first either. So that's not a reason to put Minish Cap first either. The other reason is, well, Link gets his hat. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That's one of your reasons for the game to come first, is because Link gets his hat? That's not strong enough evidence at all to support it coming first in the timeline. So, really, there's no evidence to say it comes first in the timeline. Actually, you can disprove some stuff. Like, for example, why wasn't the Gorons and the Zoras there? Well, what if this game, the Minish Cap, takes place during the adult timeline, where Hyrule was absolutely wasted by the Great Flood? The Gorons are few in numbers, and the Zoras are gods. You don't know where they are. I believe they evolved into that bird race. So, if the Kingdom of Hyrule was eventually reestablished after the Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass, maybe there is no Zoras or Gorons there in that Kingdom of Hyrule. So, again, there's no evidence to prove Minish Cap comes first. But my biggest point of evidence, and my more solid point of evidence, is the fact that in Minish Cap, the Kingdom of Hyrule has been there a long time, where the Kingdom of Hyrule was unified during Ocarina of Time. So, those are my reasons why the Minish Cap can't come first. The reason why I'm doing this video is because a lot of people have asked why I didn't put Minish Cap first in my timeline, and those are my reasons. I just don't think, other things don't match up either. I don't want to go into detail because really it starts to get into a lot of theorizing, like minor theorizing, minor points that really aren't solid enough evidence. But there's a few things in my mind that don't match up between it being the first game. So, in my opinion, with the evidence I just gave you, Ocarina of Time has to be the first game in the Zelda series. Unless a game is made where the Kingdom of Hyrule was not united at all. There is no Kingdom of Hyrule. That game could come before Ocarina of Time. However, seeing that Ocarina of Time, in its history, it established the Kingdom of Hyrule, and the Kingdom of Hyrule has been in every other game since, that means Ocarina of Time plausibly should come first, along with all the evidence that support Ocarina of Time coming first. So, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to get at here. That's kind of a lot of information at one time. Again, this is all Zelda theories, no solid evidence. Although I like to think my theory has at least some foundation to it, it's all just theories. I mean, it's Zelda timeline theories. We're probably never going to know what the actual timeline is. So with that said, I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to throw in some more Zelda timeline theory stuff too, because a lot of people have asked me questions. So I might do some more videos later. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. Well, not a review, this video here. And this is Andrew saying peace out for now.